It's expensive. I know. මෙතන 10යි. හැමෝටම 10යි.
A very good morning to all our viewers. We are live streaming here at the MCA grounds for this 32nd MCA. In fact, it's the 10th MCA Singer Premier League T20 tournament 2025. The game between Fairfirst Insurance and CDB. It's a league game, the first game out of the two games here at MCA, and that's the table so far. Maliban Biscuits team heading the table with 4 points, and this is a very much win game. They need a win for CDB, and they are right at the bottom, a star-studded side fighting alongside Fairfirst Insurance. Fairfirst won the first game against Haley's, a comprehensive victory, and they outcome a classy side like Haley's. So let's head back to the center with Iran Jamil, with the two captains and the match referee for the all-important toss.
Hello and welcome to all our viewers from whichever the part of the world you may be joining us. We are coming to you live from the MCA cricket grounds here in Colombo 7. It's the 32nd MCA Super Premier T20 League 2025 happening for the third day here in Colombo. Well, it's a game between Fairfirst and CDB. We do have the two skippers, Modit Ranatunga, Sonal Dinusha, and our match referee for the day, Basil Pereira. Sonal, you have the coin. Can you give it a spin, please? Tails is the call. It's a heads. Sonal, you won the toss. What have you decided to do first?
We are going to bowl first.
So your previous game, it was a very close game. Unfortunately, you all lost the game. So how is the camp prepared today for this game?
To be honest, actually, that game was a brilliant game for both sides. Played very good game, so I think it's a good game. So we'll hope to do same as well.
Thank you very much and good luck for today's game. Modit, if you had won the toss, what did you have done on the surface today?
Yeah, we were going to bowl first, yeah.
All right, so the previous game, you all managed to win that game. Good start for the tournament. Second game here today for you all. How are you prepared for this game today?
The team is very well prepared, so we're looking to put a total on the board and defend it here.
Thank you very much and good luck for today's game. Right, the news from the center is that CDB, they have won the toss and they will have a bowl first.
There you go. CDB skipper Sonal Dinusha winning the toss and deciding to bowl first in their second game. Early in the first game, they scored 206 after batting first. So look at the team. Fairfirst Insurance, Modit Rantunga, Anuk Fernando, Dilum Sudhira, Gaviru Senhas, Gaina Veerasinha, Kamil Mishara, Nimesh Vimukti, Sahan Mihra, Senita Halambage, Sohan Dilivera, and Tanuka Dabare. A lot of firepower and plenty of left-handers also in that side. A very good side when it comes to club level players, very young side, but they have plenty of experience. And CDB side winning the toss in the previous game. In the first one, they batted first. So look at the CDB side. Sonal Dinusha, Avishka Fernando, Dunitwella Lage, Lairu Madhusanka, Lasit Cruz Pulle, Pavan Ratnayaka, Pramod Madhushan, Siobhan Daniel, Tarindu Ratnayaka, Lasitabe Ratna, and Navindu Prabhash. A very much a star-studded side comparatively from these two teams. So we are all set for the very first ball. Pramod Madhushan will take the new ball. It's going to be the firepower Tanuka Dabare, the openers for Fairfirst Insurance. Here comes the first fall. Pramod Madhushan runs in. Very good back of the length delivery. Just a single. He loves to bring that ball in, especially on the left-handers, and loves to take it away from the right-handed batters. Earlier, we had some rain early morning, but it looks very bright and sunny here at Colombo 7 MCA grounds. Pramod Madhushan, 65 games, 80 wickets, 4 for 50 being the best bowling. Average is decent, mid-20s, slightly higher with the economy because he bowls in the first power play and the death overs. So the partner with Tanukadabare will be Gaviru Senahas, another promising cricketer, young cricketer. Well, the pitch looks for me very dry. I cannot see any hint of greenery on this surface. So Gaviru Senahas, 89 games, 2,400 runs, highest been 200 not out. This could be including the 3-day, the 2-day and the 1-day stats, all inclusive alongside, with 950s and 3 centuries, good strike rate. Well, big heave towards wide mid-on. Played uppishly, just a single. So just 2 runs coming off the very first over in the first 3 deliveries. A very good morning, Aran.
A very good morning, Rajiv. Lovely conditions. There is a little bit of a cloud covering around the ground, but at the moment the sun is shining bright and the conditions are looking perfect for a game of cricket here today.
Yeah, definitely. For a moment that I thought that it's not gonna be on time start. Tanukadabare, very, very attacking, aggressive opener. 63 games, 1,300 runs, 87 being highest score. But look at that strike rate, 138. Wideish delivery with Tanafa, punished. Tanukadabare loves the ball when he gets some width. Pramod Madhushan trying to pitch a little up. Short, wide outside the off stump. There's a fielder in deep point, but hammered away. Nice to be back in the comment box with you, Aran, after a week or so from Dambulla straight to Colombo 7.
Yeah, it has been a long month, the previous month as well.
Again, back at the delivery, back at the length delivery, just whipped towards mid-wicket region for another single.
It's day 3 of this tournament. It's a very important game for the CDB players as well. Both teams, they're looking for a win, especially batting first, the Fairfirst Insurance. They need to try and put up a total. Anything above 170 would be a good fighting total.
Definitely, on this surface, definitely. Wrap up the pads, loud appeal, there you go. That's the first wicket for CDB. And Pramod Madhushan striking in his very first over in the last ball. Picks up his man, Gaviru Senahas. Has to walk back very slowly. Misjudged the line, misjudged the length, trying to whip it towards leg side. Completely deceived.
Well, that's good bowling. A hint of a movement in towards the right-hand batter, striking him on the back pad, probably hitting the top of the leg stump. Good decision. Unfortunately, Gaviru Senahas, he walks back for 1. Fairfirst Insurance, there's 7 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Well, Pramod Madhushan taking that first wicket. They needed something, some redemption after that loss. They need an early breakthrough. He strikes in his very first over, the last ball, picking up Gaviru Senhas. So Kamil Mishara, number 3 batter, walks into the crease. 33 games, 978 runs, 25.7 is the average, but the highest score is 98. Very much new into the T20 sector in the Sri Lankan national side. So Lairu Madhushanka. There you go. Very first ball he strikes. He opens his account with a very first ball wicket, and it's the prize wicket. The hard-hitting opening batter, Thanuka Dabare, has to walk back.
Well, I'm not sure if that was the correct shot. Probably he tried to go down the ground, but caught that outside edge, the leading edge I would call it, and an easy catch for Sonal Dinusha, the skipper himself. That's the second wicket down. 2 in 2 for CDB. They are well on the hunt. Thanuka Dabare departs for 6. Fairfirst Insurance, 7 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Well, the new batter walking in, the skipper of Fairfirst Insurance, Modita Ranatunga. Well, with 2 wickets falling inside the second over, just 7 balls being faced by the openers, they have to walk back to the pavilion. Not a bright start, not a very good start for Fairfirst in this crucial game against CDB. A star-studded side, highly anticipated. You expect a lot. The coach of CDB is Muthumudugle Pushpakumara. He's the coach of SSC as well. Sumodita Rantunga, 76 games, 1,600 plus runs, high score 115 in all 3 formats, I suppose. Strike rate is 72. Lairu Madhushanka into the attack. In his very first ball, he picks up the crucial wicket. Modita is off the mark. Well, Dunit Vellalage didn't have a very good few weeks in the couple of games that he played, but this could be another opportunity for him to come back and come back strong in this game, especially. Some of the players are being out of form. This could be an opportunity for them. Oh, that's the off cutter. Well, it turns like Muralidharan.
Well, that was a very beautiful delivery. Lairu Madhushanka deceiving the batter, Kamil Mishara, for a moment. I thought that he played it completely wrong. Look at that. That was a spin delivery. You can't call it on off cutter, Rajiv. That turn, that really spun out of the surface.
Definitely. This is what I was talking about, Iran, on this surface especially. Oh, high up in there. But this could go all the way. That's a brilliant shot, in fact. Probably one-handed. He saw the ball that came like an off-cutter of Lairu Madhushanka's hands and gets the first maximum from Kamil Mishara, and he's off the mark as well.
Well, probably he mistimed it a little bit. Once again, a slower delivery. But the important fact is that Kamil Mishara, he went through the shot. He really never checked his shot. That took the delivery all the way.
Oh, with an offer. There was some bounce on this surface. Probably, Iran, I feel that this is going to be a 2-pace wicket. It is going to turn. It is going to spin as well. Earlier part of the day. Look at this delivery.
And that's pace and bounce for you. The previous deliveries, they were pace off. bowled into the surface, but this one using his height and generating that bounce out of this dry wicket.
Again, the pace-off delivery. Just a single. Very good over. Despite that 6, Lairu Madhushanka picking up a wicket as well. So 2 overs done. Fairfirst Insurance 15 for 2. So Pramod Madhushan will continue to bowl from the scoreboard end, picking up a wicket in his very last ball in the first over. So both the opening fast bowlers have picked up wickets in their first over itself. This could be a very good start for CDB. Again, pace off, but it skidded, and the bounce was invariable. That's the surface here. But there was some occasions in the previous games, Iran. The team batting first scored 200 plus runs. This is what I was talking about. That kept very low, 200 plus runs, and then it was chased down right at the end of the day with the same surface.
The important fact is that as batters, you probably try and get yourself in, maybe take about 2-3 deliveries, and then you could go big.
Slapped hard. Just a single. Kamil Mishara, another promising young cricketer, made his debut in the national side, performed well, especially in the run chasers. But he has a very bright future, definitely. The hard-hitting left-handed batter walks into the crease at number 3, especially on an occasion with the power plays going on. He needs to go for his strokes. Back of the length delivery, hurried Modita Ranatunga, hitting the bat hard. Well, Pramod Madhushan is a very, very good bowler, especially with the new ball. He bowls his slow balls, they run with the back of the hand slow ball, and especially in the death overs.
Well, looking at the previous shots that were played, probably I just for a moment feel that the ball isn't coming onto the bat well. There is a bit of variance in the surface as well. Now, the very previous delivery which Modita Ranatunga did face, it hit the bat hard. But there were a couple of deliveries that hardly came to the batter.
Driven straight to short extra cover. So what I think, if you try and run in and try to deceive the batter with those slow back of the hand deliveries, off cutters, it's not going to be easy to bat on. This ball might come onto the bat if you bowl seam up deliveries, but if you take the pace off, it is trouble in the batters definitely. But with the short boundaries, just like we saw earlier, that Kamil Mishara getting a miscued hit straight down the ground, but a very short boundary. So probably that's the advantage the batters have if you go through the line of those pace-off deliveries.
And the important fact is that they need to realize the pace of this wicket and then make sure they go after the bowler, especially during the power play overs. They need to maximize the 6 overs.
Spot on there. Is there a deflection? But I see umpire mentioning it came off the thigh pad of the batter, Modita Ranatunga. Struggling to work the ball around, especially in the first power play.
There you go once again, probably coming off the thigh pad. Well noted by the umpire. Good on-field call. Now these two opening bowlers, they've really troubled the batters, Rajiv. Just the 1 run in this over so far.
Definitely very good over Brilliant stuff. Change the field. Long on coming into the 30-yard circle. Dropping down a wide point, deep point. Flick nicely. Well, that's 4. No effort from the fielder there at square leg. Probably it's Avishka Fernando.
This time Pramod Madhushan getting the line wrong. Modita Ranatunga, he was waiting for that one loose delivery to get off the run, to get that confidence. But I just thought that Avishka Fernando could have put in that dive to save at least a couple of runs for his team. That completes over number 3. Fairfirst, 20 for the loss of 2 wickets. Yeah, there you go. Both opening batters back in the hut. Thanu Kadabare and Kaviru Snehas.
Again, pace off. This is brilliant stuff. Lahiru Madhusanka completely deceiving the batter there, Iran. Look at the delivery. Kamil Mishara trying to go for a big hit over the bowler's head.
Once again, it was very nicely done, taking that ball away from the left-hand batter. This is very good bowling, but looking at how these bowlers have troubled the batters, I would love to see a slip fielder, maybe for an over or 2.
Again, play and a miss. Iran, even if you have a slip fielder, what Lahiru Madhushanka has done, he has a very flying slip right at the edge of the 30-yard circle. He's very fine, just next to the wicket keeper, probably because even if Kamil Mishara gets an edge, it will go over the slip fielder. So that's why he has placed that fielder right at the edge of the 30-yard, because Kamil Mishara trying to go over the fielders now, especially trying to target the extra cover region. Pace off again. Very good bowling. This is absolutely brilliant stuff. Even if he conceded 8 runs, that was a miscued 6 scored by Kamil Mishara. But apart from that, he's bowled brilliantly, Lahiru Madhushanka.
The important fact is that he has clearly understood the pace of the wicket, and he has figured out that the more you take pace off the deliveries, that as a bowler you could capitalize, because if you give pace in a wicket like this with short boundaries, you're going to go the distance.
That's a brilliant shot. Couple of steps down the ground, identifying that it's a pace-off delivery, going through the line, getting his first maximum. Modita Ranatunga.
Beautiful shot, dancing shoes on early in the day, realizing that Lahiru Madhushanka is taking pace off the delivery. The ideal way would be to come down the track and meet him midway. Lovely shot from Modita Ranatunga.
Yeah, they used to go for these kind of strokes, but because of those pace-off deliveries, it's not a flying start for Fairfirst, but they need some boundaries, definitely. Again, pace off cutter. This is good bowling, especially inside the first power play with 2 fielders only outside the 30-yard circle. But hitting those straight shots will get you so much runs. But if you go for cross-batted shots, then you are in trouble.
Absolutely, Raju. The important fact is that now Lahiru Madhushanka, what he needs to realize is that he shouldn't be too predictable. Now, out of the 5 deliveries of this over, he has bowled 4 slower deliveries where he could be really predictable to the batters. So he needs to change. He needs to vary his pace as well.
Change the field. 2 fielders in the offside in the boundary. Wide. Because of that, 2 fielders, those 2 fielders right at the deep point and deep extra cover boundaries, he's opted to bowl wide outside the off stump and straying down way outside the off stump for a wide. There's no protection in the boundary on the onside, so now it is predictable that he's going to bowl the slow ball. Kamil Mishara probably eyeing trying to target the bowler. There you go. This is what will happen. He knew it. Even I knew it. I predicted this, Iran.
That's not good bowling. It's very poor bowling, and I would call that 6 was on the books. It was properly hammered. If you did notice the front foot of Kamil Mishara, it was slightly towards that extra cover region. He was waiting for that delivery. He was waiting to slap that, cross bat it over the onside field. That completes over number 4. Fairfirst 35 for the loss of 2 wickets.
So far, the bowling card, Pramod Madhushan picking up a wicket. And Lahiru Madhusankar, he picks up his first wicket in the very first ball. Since then, he bowled a brilliant over in the very first over, but second over, he conceded 15 runs. Spin introduced, Vellalage into the attack. Very good ball. You wanted a slip, now is the perfect time to get a slip.
When I was there in the middle of Rajiva for the toss, I did have a quick look at the surface. There were multiple cracks. Now look at that. Lovely figure. 6 for 56, the best one. Probably that includes all the ODIs and the List A games as well.
Yeah, indeed. Because this is the crucial time for Dunit Vellalage, especially inside the power play, to come back into his form, especially on a surface like this, very spin friendly. That's wide, poor delivery, trying to dart it in, firing it in onto the pads of Kamil Mishara, straying down the leg side. Good take by Lasita Ratna though.
Yeah, probably trying to stay away from that arc. Bows him, all ends up. That's a brilliant delivery from Dunit Vellalage. He made sure to fire it in. And castles Kamil Mishara. That's a prize wicket, Rajiva.
Yeah, definitely. This is the time. That's what I said. Surface is going to help you. This is the perfect time for you to come back into his form. What a brilliant delivery. Yorker firing it in, especially because it's the power play. Kamil Mishara departs for 15, and Fairfirst are deep in trouble. 37 for 3. So, new batter walking in, Suhan de Oliveira inside the power play. They've lost 3 wickets for just 37 runs. Runs being scored fairly decent, above 8.5, 8.6 runs per over, but they've lost 3 wickets. That is a disadvantage. Top order failing. Suhan de Oliveira, 57 games, 1,600 plus runs, high score 135. Good strike rate with 2 centuries into his belt. He got away with it. Dunit Vellalage trying to dart and fire it in towards the pads of especially the left-handers inside the power play. Only 2 fielders protected the boundary. Look at this wicket. Yorker. Perfect delivery. Bullseye. Again, trying to bowl Yorkers into the pads is a very, very good tactic by Dunit Vellalage. Like I mentioned earlier, Iran, this is the perfect game, perfect time for Vellalage to come back to his form.
Yeah, he would love to come back to form, especially with that wicket. He is really pumped up.
Beautifully bowled. You can't ask for more from a left-arm spinner. making the batter play that forward defensive stroke. Very good over, just 3 runs coming off it and a wicket. Fairfirst, after 5 overs, they're 38 for 3. Spin from both ends. Tharindu Ratnayaka being introduced from the newly built clubhouse end. Beautiful clubhouse end here. The AC bar here at the MCA grounds. So Tharindu Ratnayaka, 45 games, 73 wickets, 4 for 21. Very good economy. Decent average under 22. Another promising young cricketer running into ball. Right arm off spinners to the left-handed batter. Very good ball. Spin. So this could be very interesting. 160 will be a very good score on this surface. There's plenty of batting, plenty of firepower in CDB's batting lineup. Trying to go for a big shot. Hitting the inner part of the bat. Just a single probably. Yes, indeed. Good return from Avishka Fernando down at the Sportylk boundary. So Modita Ranathuga holds the key. The skipper of Fairfirst Insurance. Oh, that's low bounce. Spin that nearly took off his off stump. Look at that delivery. Well. That's a nice shot. Is it a 6? Yes, indeed. Over mid-on. Well, what I see on this surface is that if you pitch the ball up, you'll go for a 6. But if you bowl into the pitch, you'll be hammered. You'll be... There you see, what a brilliant shot. Modi Ranatunga. Second 6. Again, trying to bowl into the pitch. It's not easy for the batters to go for big shots, especially on this surface. It's not coming onto the bat, holding up. Getting those bounds, low bounds, turning sharply. Whoa, there's no slip. So 8 runs coming off Tharindu Ratnayaka's first over. Power play is done. Fairfirst Insurance, 46 for 3. There you see umpire Sanjay Fernando mentioning that it's the second power play, the last one. 5 fielders will be outside the 30-yard circle. Brilliantly bowled. Slower. If you give pace on this surface, especially the spinners, you'll be hit out of the park. That's the tactic that they did in the previous game, and they penalized. Nice shot coming down the track. Out of the park. You need to be very, very cunning when you're trying to bowl on this surface. You can't fly too much. You can't bowl pace too much also. You need to make sure control nicely cut away. Just another single. Very short boundary down to that pavilion area. I reckon that it could be below 50. Somewhere around in some parts, especially towards those practice nets areas, the mid-wicket boundary for the right-hander. Coming down the track. That's out of here. And Modi Ranatunga picking that ball nicely in the half volley region. Hammered over the bowler's head. Big six. That's his third one of the day. So in fact, the first ball being replaced of the day. I wonder how many balls that MCA will have to carry in their bag, especially the match referee. Because all these players can hit very, very long. They're very much capable of taking those balls out of the parks. Again, spin. Wide outside the off stump. 8 runs been conceded. They're maintaining the run rate so far. Inside edge, just a single. 9 runs coming off. Dunitwelalage's second over. 7 done. Fairfirst Insurance 55-3. So bowling change. Seamer being introduced. Now with the Prabhash. 17 games, 22 wickets, 5 for 35. Well, I hear that he bowls just like Malinga, but he bowls from his left arm. Interesting to see this young lad. Wow, edged 4. This is good batting. He just needed some part of the bat and got an edge. Flying past that short third fielder. Played uppishly though. Wide of that fielder. Taranduratnayaka couldn't get held onto it. But interesting, he's bowling wide out to the off stump. But I can't see a third man. Now they have changed the field. Third man goes back. Not the perfect start for Navindu Prabhash. Straying down the leg side. Interesting action. He runs in just like Lasit Malinga. He slows down and then gets that gathering. Square arm. Beautiful action. But he needs to get on those targets. He needs to bowl well, especially when it comes to a big occasion. Driven nicely. Probably single. Just a single though. Interesting bowler. Interesting action. Now this could be interesting. Left hand on strike. I'm sensing that he bowls those Yorkers coming into the left-handed batter. Change in the field. Square leg, deep mid-wicket. Long on right at the boundary. Very short boundaries and a short fine leg on the leg side. With a long on and a sweeper cover in the boundary. There's protection, especially on the onside. Slapped hard. Just a single. Probably that's a slower one. The leg cutter. Some redemption from the Fairfirst batter, especially the skipper, stepping up, taking those heavy shoulders into the hand, making that bat do the talk. 3 big sixers. Kane played uppishly. That's the end of it. Probably a commentator's curse here. Good mix-up from Navindu Prabhash. Bowling that cutter. Deceiving Modita Ranatunga. Playing uppishly. Easy catch down the boundary. Had long on. Probably the skipper. Sonal Dinusha. Look at this ball. Yes, indeed. It's a slower one. Pace off. Brilliantly bowled. It was on the arc. A miscued shot. Easy catch that long on. Sonal Dinusha, the skipper. The fourth wicket down. Modita Ranatunga departs for 33. And Fairfirst 62 for 4. So 4 wickets down for 62 runs. Just as I mentioned earlier that they are going good with the skipper taking his heavy shoulders into the bat and doing the talking, but kind of Veerasinger, the new batter walking in. He has to go back. The skipper Modita Ranatunga. So now the Prabhash striking in his very first over. Well played uppishly. Could have been an easy catch for the mid-off field if he's right at the 30-yard circle. Another young promising cricketer guy in Veerasinger. So Navindu Prabhash, interesting action, interesting bowler. Striking in his very first over. The left arm Lasith Malinga. Brilliant ball. There was some air swing. That was a brilliant over. Despite that first ball boundary off the edge of Modita Ranatunga, 9 runs were being scored, but picking up his wicket. 8 overs done. Fairfirst 64 for 4. Ratnaka will continue. Gets a boundary off his very first ball. Switch it. Suhan D'Oliveira getting his first boundary of the day. Brilliant shot. It was bowled a little wider, but improvisation pays the price. Tanidu Ratnaka bowling a little quicker in that occasion, especially when the left-handers on strike. He bowls his off-spinners. Brilliant ball, but it's hammered. Yes, indeed. Another 6, raining sixes, despite losing wickets. Pitched up delivery, 2-4, and then going with that back swing. Brilliant shot. Gets his first maximum of the day. 4 and 6, expensive over. Pace off again into the pitch. That's what he should be doing. Bowl into the pitch. Get that ball to turn sharply. Look at this ball. Look at this action. Navindu Prabhash, interesting bowler. Bowls that Yorker. Look at the ball coming in. A throw crusher. I like to see him playing club cricket. Iran is next to me. He's very impressed and surprised. Even so I am. Navidu Prabhash. If he swept nicely, swept fine, was running away. Just a single though. If he's playing good cricket, good club cricket in the top level, he could be a very good bowler. A very good find for Sri Lanka cricket. His action is perfect, especially bowling with the white ball. In white ball formats, he could be a very crucial bowler in your side. Dot ball to end the 9th over. Fairfirst Insurance 77 for 4. So right at the top, Pramod Madhushan, Lairu Madhushanka, Tunit Wellalage picking up wickets, but Lairu Madhushanka in his second over gave away 15 runs. But at the bottom, now into Prabhash, a very, very promising bowler picking up a wicket in his very first ball. Those Yorkers, pace-off deliveries, those off-cutters. And Lairu Madhushanka conceding 23 in 2 overs, as well as Tarunduratna Ratnayaka, little expensive, 2 overs, 21 runs, wicketless. So Navindu Prabhash is continuing to bowl from the beautiful clubhouse India at MCA. Another Yorker driven nicely along the ground into that vacant area, but still just a single. He's not giving that width for that bat swing, for the batter to go that extension for a big shot. Bowls very, very full. This could be interesting, Gayana Veerasinghe. Look out, mate. For he's coming as a toe crusher. Pace off again. Oh, very good attempt at short extra cover there. Lairu Madhushanka almost getting a short third man. And another batter among the runs has to walk back slowly for Fairfirst Insurance. Juan de Oliveira, 18 runs of 13 deliveries. And Fairfirst Insurance 5 down now for just 79 runs. Swanuk Fernando, another promising all-rounder. Walks into the crease. Now with the Prabhash. Whoa, misjudged it again. There you see, third wicket, that off-cutter. Well, I'll tell you, this young lad is turning the tables. That was an easy catch. He was deceived completely with that slow delivery. Look at that off-cutter. And then, yeah, going early to the shot. An easy lobbed catch, caught and bowled. Now into Prabhash. He's on a hat-trick. A golden duck for Anuk Fernando. Fairfirst Insurance, 79 for 6, and they're struggling. So now with the Prabhash, he's on a hat trick. What a promising cricketer. Little wide outside the off stump, gets a bat on it, and then ball raises away towards that gap. Very, very finely played into the boundary. Nimesh Vimukti. In fact, it's Senita Halambage. Walks into the crease, gets a boundary. The very first ball, it was a little wider. I was expecting a ball Yorker towards those stumps, but being penalized there, bowling a little wider. Almost getting a hat trick there. Could drag towards those fielders at short third. Wrap of the pads, probably straight down the leg side, try the stumps again. Could be leg buys. That was brilliantly bowled. In fact, 2 wickets in his second over. Look at this delivery. Completely deceived the batter again with a slow delivery. It was well in. Well, Namidu Prabhash, he has been impressive today. I'm very much impressed. So this is the first wicket of the last over. Miscued shot, taking that thick outside edge, good catch. And then look at the left hand, Anuk Fernando deceived him. Slow delivery. And Namidu Prabhash currently is playing for CCC. It's turning out to be a promising, interesting young talent for Sri Lanka cricket.
We are in the half stage mark. It has been a good performance by CDB, winning the toss, deciding to bowl first. That was a poor delivery. Lucky that did not run to the boundary. That was fired down the leg side by Dunit Vellalage. He has been good so far today. Well, if you did take a close look at that previous delivery, there is a lot of turn. The slower you bowl, the more purchase you are getting out of the surface. It has been brilliant for the spinner so far. There you go. That's the turn and bounce that I was talking about. The slower you bowl, it's gripping off the surface. Check drived it. Just the one run. Now, these two batters, they have 10 overs in hand, just the 4 wickets left. They need to try and put up a partnership. Probably be out there until the 13th over. Do not lose a wicket. Maybe the 14th over. Goes for a big one. There is protection. Just the one run. Good over once again by Dunit Vellalage. Just the 3 runs coming off that. 11 overs done. Fairfirst Insurance 87 for 6. Yoked him. That's it. That's the wicket they were looking for. Senita Halambage has got himself yoked. A brilliant delivery from Tarindu Ratnayaka. There you go, floated up nicely. Takes off the off stump. The 7th wicket down for Fairfirst Insurance. They fall into deep trouble as Senitha Halambage makes that long walk back for 6. Fairfirst Insurance 87 for the loss of 7 wickets. The new batter in Nimesh Vimukti. He can handle the bat well. I need to tell you that. Good delivery to start off with. Trouble at the batter's end, but gets back home safely. In fact, overthrows. That costs an extra run as well. Total moves up to 88. Now Fairfirst Insurance, they're at risk of getting themselves bowled out within the 20 overs. The important fact is they need to try and bat out the 20 overs. It's not a problem about the run rate. Well, what could you call it? Did you look at that turn? That was terrible, I would call that. That surely hit one of the cracks. There you go again, trying to go across the line. It's turning. It's turning, I'm telling you that. Turn and bounce. There you go. Couple of shots. Trying to go across the line, and this time gets that outside edge. That was too close to the body for a cut. Poor shot selection, I need to tell you that. Here's a quick look at that delivery. Beautifully bowled, but that was too close to the body and pays the price. Fairfirst Insurance, they're falling apart. Gyan Meera Singh departs for 4. Fairfirst 88 for the loss of 8 wickets. That's the first wicket. Caught himself yoked. Senitha Halambage. And then this happened. That was too close to the body. Gyan. Once again, poor shot selection. They did get off to a good start, but throwing away wickets. Couple of wickets in this over now. CDB, they will try and wrap things up. This has been fantastic. What a brilliant over that was from Tharindra Ratnayaka. 12 overs done. 88 for 8. Pramod Madhuchani has been brought back, being bowled out probably for less than 100 runs. Try and at least get to 130 plus. But all ends up Nimesh Vimukti. That was not the ideal delivery. That should have been put away. Probably the pace was taken off a little bit. But look at that fielder. He hardly moved. Straight down his throat. 9th wicket down. Nimesh Vimukti departs. Fairfirst 92 for 9.
And if they can get Fairfirst Insurance, look at that delivery. Pitched outside the leg stump. If they can get them under 100 and then score it as quickly as possible, that could boost the net run rate with the star-studded side for them to get into the knockout round. To the semi-finals, they need a big win.
Well, it's spinning. I have no idea. We have the second slip in as well. Well, chopped up. That's it. That's the final nail on the coffin. Tharindu Ratnaika, what a performance. Brilliant. It has been fantastic by the CDB bowlers. They have played their part. Now it's up to the batters to come out there and chase it down as soon as possible. Fairfirst Insurance, they'll be really disappointed. Look at that final wicket. Deceived by all means. That's pun. That's pun. Very well bowled by Tharindu Ratnaika. 3 for 23. Shahan Mihira, the final man to be dismissed. Well, you can't expect too much from your tail enders when your top order and the middle order batters did struggle against spin. Life is going to be hard for the tail enders. And that's exactly what has happened here at the MCA cricket grounds. CDB winning the toss, deciding to bowl first. Managing to clean up Fairfirst Insurance for 93 runs. Look at the scorecard. Just the 3 players managing to cross the double figures. Modita Ranatunga, the skipper, he played a part with 3 sixes and couple of boundaries. He got a 33 of 22. And he threw away his wicket, I would call it. And then, apart from that, Kamil Mishara managed to score an 18 runs with the ball. Tharindu Ratnaik and Navindu Prabhash, who really impressed me with his slinging action, managing to grab 3 wickets apiece. Just the 4 extras. Decent, disciplined bowling, I would call it. 13.5 overs, Fairfirst Insurance. They have been pulled out for 93 runs. Right, it's time for the highlights. This is how the innings started. With the 2 opening batters, Pramod Madhushan being the opening bowler. But that was dead straight. Disappointing. And then Thanuka Dabare trying to go down the ground, getting that leading edge. Kamil Mishara did mistime that shot, but it went all the way. At the beginning, the surface looked a little bit variant. There were some deliveries which really rushed up, but some really didn't come along. But Modita Ranatunga, the skipper, when he was out there, he really realized the pace of the wicket and he went on with his merry way. But Dunit Velalagin came to bowl on 5th over of the innings, caught that important breakthrough. There was a little bit of partnership at the middle passage of the innings. But once that was broken, it was all CDB. They were brilliant. There were some shots, some switch hits as well. But the batters who got a start, they hardly did manage to continue to make on that big total. Look at those few wickets from this fast bowler. He impressed everyone. He was brilliant with his change of pace, with his Yorkers, and then Tharindu Ratnaika coming and grabbing a couple of wickets in 1 over. And this, I would say, was very disappointing for Nimesh Vimukti. For a moment, we thought that it might have gone all the way, but that's how the last wicket went down. Tharindu Ratnaika, the happy man, closing things up for CDB. Now they managed to bowl out Fairfirst Insurance for 93 within 13.5 overs. Right? We'll take a short break, and when we are back, it'll be the run chase by CDB. I told you I'm flying to Philippines next month. I need to.
Welcome back live to the MCA grounds for this 10th MCA Super Premier League T20 encounter between Fairfirst versus CDB. CDB winning the toss, electing to bowl first. Fairfirst Insurance were bundled out for 93 runs. Look at the batting card. Apart from Modita Ranatunga getting to a 30 quick fire 30 runs with 3 sixers, everyone being trouble with inside the 14th over, and they were bundled out for 93 runs only by the CDB bowlers. They've done a tremendous job. Everyone has picked up a wicket in the bowlers. Look at the bottom. Navindu Prabhash, 2 overs, 15 runs for 3 wickets. And then Taridu Ratnaik was expensive in his first 2 overs, but coming back into the game, picking up the latter part of the batters, 23 for 3. And Pramod Madhushan picking up 2 wickets also. And Lahiru Madhusanka and Dunitwellalake just picking up a wicket apiece. So CDB needed 94 runs in their 20 overs. Could be a easy run chase, but spinners been dominating here at the MCA grounds on this surface, especially. It was turning sharply, especially when the ball is flighted up and bowling into the pitch, getting that sharp turn and low bounce. There's trouble in the batters completely. So we all set for this run chase. Nimesh Vimukti into the attack. The 2 openers, 2 dashing openers, Siobhan Daniel and Lasith Cruz-Pillay. Nimesh Vimukti, 85 games, 188 wickets, 6 for 17, best bowling. That could be wide. Even the new ball, you can see that it's turning so much. Sharp turn. Quicker delivery, quick single. Siobhan Daniel, he's off the mark. Could be some effort. Stop this batting lineup from scoring that 94 runs. Not going to be easy. There's plenty of batting firepower to come in. The surface is helping the spinners, holding up. Lasith Cruz-Pillay, the partner of Siobhan Daniel, 80 games, 2,000 plus runs. Another dashing opener, very aggressive batter, loves to come down the track for the spinners. Using the first power play, the advantage. Was short, couldn't get a contact on it. Keen shot outside the off stump, gets away with it, Nimesh Vimukti. Trying to occupy the crease, settle down himself. Lasith Cruz-Pillay. His wicket definitely not helping the batters. Whoa. Well bowled. Very good over. Good start for Fairfirst Insurance. Nimesh Vimukti just 2 runs from his first over. 2 for no loss. Spin from both ends. Senitha Halambage, the right arm off spinner, into the attack from the clubhouse end. Siobhan Daniel, 105 games, 3,400 plus runs, 164 high score. Foul start for Halambage. Again, slightly holding up. Just a single. Plenty of spinners in Fairfirst innings also. Stilum Sudhir, one of the promising left-arm orthodox spinners. Senitha Halambage, 55 games, 71 wickets, 5 for 21. Best bowling, very good economy and average as well. Well, this could be interesting. Lasit Cruzpulle loves to come down the track for the off-spinner. Wrap on the pads. Probably pitching outside the leg stump. That was a quicker one. Hurried the batter. Playing a very casual stroke. There you see. Definitely pitching outside the leg stump. Is bowling round the wicket. Senitha Halambage. Big heave. Big six. Opens his account handsomely. Foolish delivery. Being penalized. Loves the mid-wicket region. Loves to go over the bowler's head. When it comes to Lasit Cruzpulle, when he strike, it's stay hit. Very good batter. Very good aggressive batter. Driven nicely along the ground. Just another single. They're not in a hurry, but I would say that they need that boost in the net run rate. After losing the first game from Maliban Biscuits, they're heading the table. Again played uppishly into the hands and dropped. San Mira at mid-on, drops Siobhan Daniel. Played uppishly. It was little shorter. It was covering. Very good attempt, mind you. For a moment I thought it was dropped. The 8 runs coming off Senitha Halambage's first over. 2 overs done. CDB 10 for no loss. Nimesh Mukti will continue from the scoreboard end. Bowled a brilliant over just for 2 runs. Bowls a little quicker. Not like the other left-arm spinners. But a very good sharp turner of the ball as well. Promising all-rounder, can hit the ball well. Any given ground, he will hit you out of the park. Bowls this left arm orthodox. Sweeps, probably pitching outside the leg stump, and balls running away towards the boundary. Just a single. Was given runs. Probably he gloved it. Yeah, pitching in line though. That was pitching in line. Definitely. Getting the glove of Siobhan Daniel. Very good ball. Crucial at this stage for a dot delivery, especially inside the power play, trying to keep quiet these 2 batters. Just a boundary, just a 6 coming off the bat of Lasit Cruzpulle. Apart from that, it's all singles. They're trying to contain the batter. Wrap up the pads. There you go. Easy decision for the umpire, Sanjeeva Fernando there. That was pitched in line, going to crash the stumps, probably the middle stump, playing for that big sweep shot, being penalized.
Well, that's a false shot. You shouldn't be trying to play across the line. Nimesh Vimukthi, he will have his last laugh. Lasith Cruzpula, he departs for 8. CDB, a very slow start, 12 for 1.
So Lasith Cruzpula, the first wicket to fall for CDB. Lasith Abeyaratne. So Lasith Cruzpula departs. Lasith Abeyaratne walks in. The wicket-keeping batter, number 3, plays for Moors Sports Club. 58 games, 1,300 plus runs. Fairly below than par for a batter. Has an average 26. Especially on a top order batter. Well, that completely deceived him again. Nimesh Vimukthi. He's on top form, picking wickets in the previous game as well. Look at this shot. Cross-batted shot, going for a big heave towards the leg side. Missing that length. That could be wide. Going for a quick single. 2 runs being added.
Very important runs. We did think that the CDB openers might run away with this game, but it has been completely different. The surface looks a lot slower, especially with the cracks opening up, assisting the spinners. Things have been very hard out there for the batters. They're struggling.
Another quicker delivery, quick single. End of 3 overs. CDB 15 for 1. CDB will continue from the clubhouse end. Gave away 8 runs in his very first over. Tossed up delivery, hammered away towards the mid-wicket region. Siobhan Daniel gets his first boundary. Slightly foolish delivery. Flicked nicely towards the gap. Brilliant shot.
I was just telling you, Rajiva, that the batters, they probably need to show a little bit of intention. And that's a good shot. Pick the gap well. Welcome boundary. Course for a cross-batted shot. Now that is not ideal. That's poor shot selection once again. The previous one, he did manage to pierce it in line with the delivery, but this time trying to go across the line.
Again, dot ball. Siobhan Daniel trying to target the leg side. Sunita Hallenberg bowling wicket to wicket. Goes downtown. Oh, extra cover. Inside out. Gave some room for him to grow over that extra cover fielder. Brilliant shot.
Well, inside out. That's a fantastic shot. One of the hardest shots to play in the cricketing books, but he made it look really easy. walking away from the stumps, showing all his 3 stumps to the bowler and played it over extra cover.
He had the pace. The ball was coming on nicely for him to go for that. Play and a miss. He should have targeted the same shot in the previous ball itself. To go over extra cover. Trying to play across the line, cross-batted shot. Could be very cautious. Can go as a top edge, Iran. As he again, playing across the line is not the perfect option on this surface. You need to play through the line. So 4 was done. CDB 25 for 1. So far, only wicket falling off. Lasith Cruz pulled for 8 runs. Shimon Daniel almost run a ball 14. Lasith Ratna yet to get off the mark. Nimesh Vimukti will continue to bowl his 3rd over inside the power play from the scoreboard end. Quick single. Shot at the stumps. Direct hit. I'll tell you, Iran, if there is 3rd umpire, that could be very, very close.
Yeah, that was not required, especially after losing 2 wickets up front. In fact, 1 wicket. Now look at that. That was very close. In fact, that was much closer than we did think.
I was telling you that. Definitely, it could have been very, very close if there's 3rd umpire. But the benefit of the doubt definitely goes to the batter.
Well, Rajiv, looks like Shimon Daniel has got a clear message. He's trying to go after the bowlers.
Hey, you need to capitalize on the power play. Get that run flow. Goes for a big hit. Stays a big hit. He gets his 2nd maximum, Shimon Daniel.
This is what I was talking about. Probably has got the message. Go after the bowling. Lovely shot. Playing through the line of the delivery. That's what's important.
In fact, there was more pace on it. If you bowl more pace, especially the spinners, and bowl those half volleys, you got to see the balls flying over your heads definitely around on this surface. But they need to do is bowl a little into the pitch where the ball needs to turn and grip off the surface. Then the batters will get into trouble. But if you bowl those half volleys, quicker ones especially, this is what is going to happen.
Well, Rajiv, I'm putting my money on the next 4 deliveries as well. Shimon Daniel probably will try to go after Nimesh Vimukti. Here's a quick look at that previous shot. Lovely flow of the bat. Good balance of the body.
Again, trying to go across the line again, Shimon Daniel. Well, he got 2 sixes playing through the line. But if you play cross-batted shots, it's not going to be easy because of the low bounce on this surface. Uppishly played, over extra cover. Just a single though, the shortest part of the ground. A top edge, trying to go towards the leg side. Almost Nimesh Vimukti getting his 2nd wicket.
That was a very risky shot, but the idea was right. Probably dancing down the track, trying to go over the bowler's head.
Brilliantly bowled. He's troubling the right-handers, but not Shimon Daniel. He's trying to target Nimesh Vimukti, especially towards those leg side strokes. There's protection, but the ball's sailing over the heads of the fielders. That could be wide again. He's trying to bowl a little quicker, especially on the right-handers, trying to target the pads probably. You should be aware that there's grip and turn on the surface, trying to bowl a little slower, especially on the right-handers, because Lasith Ratna is new to the crease. He's 12 runs been conceded in that over from Nivesh Mukti. 5 done. 36 for 1 CDB. So after 5 overs of spin, Modi the runner who got his sides. It's time to bring some pace and introducing Sahan Mira into the attack. 36 games, 38 wickets, 5 for 28. Best bowling. Another promising quick fast bowler. Plays for Panathura Sports Club. So this could be interesting. Siobhan Daniel loves the pace. He needs that pace for his bat flow to sail over the ropes. Back of the length delivery. Good start for Sahan Mira. Lasitha Ratna trying to work it wrong, adjusting himself on this surface. You need to be positive on this surface. If you're not positive, you can't get runs. Because it's gripping, turning, slowing up, in variable bounce. Caught away nicely. Straight to third man. Another single. So this might be interesting. The last over of the power play. Siobhan Daniel is on strike. He's off to a flying start with 2 sixes and a boundary. He's on 21 now. So deep square leg and a long off in the boundary. Big shot. Diving effort. Kamil Mishara. Well, I'll tell you that it was flying. Foolish delivery. Through wide mid-on. Look at Kamil Mishara diving effort, but it was way wider. Brilliant shot. This is what I was talking about. He loves the pace. Or coming on to the bat. Going for a big swing. Very good ball. Slight deflection. Loud appeal. I think the ball hitting the trouser or the inner pad of Siobhan Daniel. Look at this. There was some deviation, some reflection. It touched something, but definitely not the bat. There was a huge daylight between bat and ball. Again, slapped nicely down the ground. Another boundary for Siobhan Daniel. This is easy pickings. He's bowling half volleys inside the power play and getting penalized. Perfect shot. He's off to a flying start and moves to 29. Siobhan Daniel of just 19 deliveries, 3 boundaries and 2 sixes. so far into his innings. Another promising cricketer has come up to that stage and then not in the good form. But this is the perfect occasion, perfect time for him to seal the deal. Slapped hard again. Same ball, same result, same shot. Expensive over from Sahan Mira. 13 runs coming off it. Again, foolish delivery, slapped hard down the ground. And Siobhan Daniel off to a flying start. 33 runs off 20 balls. And powerfully done, CDB. 49 for 1. I see umpire Sanjay Fernando signalling the second power play. Dilum Sudhira into the attack. 53 games. Another very, very good left arm spinner from the southern part of the country. So CDB in the first power play. Scoring 49 runs for the loss of 1 wicket with Siobhan Daniel off to a flying start. 20 balls, 33 runs with 4 boundaries and 2 sixes. Switch hit, top edge. Gets away with it. Just a single. And brings up the 50 for CDB. And they are off to a flying start. Brilliant stroke making by Siobhan Daniel. I think Modi Rantunga decides to bowl the last power play over with pace on. That could be wide. Trying to bowl Sahan Mira in the last over of the power play and being penalized of 13 runs. Probably bowling a spinner will be the ideal option because this surface is holding up, not coming out to the bat, especially with the spinners on. Right, the first run hard, going for the second one. This is good running. This is good batting. Placed nicely into that gap. And no fielder saving those singles in the 30-yard circle in the mid-wicket area. It is good batting. What a shot. Third six, that's into that boarding. Siobhan Daniel is on a different role today. Again bowling that foolish delivery. Goes for a big cow corner sweep shot. Into that Atlas Tyres board. That could be wide. Yes, indeed. Poor delivery. Now Dilum Sudhira is on pressure. 11 runs being conceded. Just another single. 12 in fact in his first over. 7 done. CDB 61 for 1. Tanugadabare, another spinner into the attack with his flickers. 47 games, 54 wickets. He has a fifer. 5 for 46. Decent economy. Good ball. Very good ball. It was a back of the hand flip. And the ball turning away from the left-handed batter Siobhan Daniel. Inside edge. Quick single. Well, Kaina Veerasinghe needs to gather that ball and flick it. Could have been interesting if that return throw towards the keeper. Because Lasith Abeyaratne was struggling to get off strike there. So he's not having that perfect time out there in the middle with struggling to work it along. First 8 deliveries, very slow start for him. Dealing with singles. Probably he's doing the correct thing, taking those singles and making Siobhan Daniel do the damage to the bowlers. With his big hitting, he's moved to 43 runs now. So 31 needed. This could be interesting. That boost to the net run rate for CDB. That could be wide. In fact, switch hit. Getting that bottom edge again. He didn't pick it up initially. Premeditated shot. Should have gone towards the leg side. It was pitched on the middle stump. Again going for a switch hit. The ball is not coming on to the bat. Bowling very slow, Tanugadabare. Very good over so far. Just 3 runs coming off it. Another big swing towards the leg side. Very good over, Tanugadabare. Just 3 runs from it. 8 done. CDB 64 for 1.
All right, then we are done with 8 overs, 64 for 1. It has been a good run chase so far from the CDB. There was few hiccups right at the beginning, but since Siobhan Daniel has taken over, things have been very good for CDB. Oh, that was a pinch of a delivery. Well. I was talking about 130 runs on the surface and give you a chance for the bowlers to bowl at something. But unfortunately, the target is very little. Goes for the switch hit. Timber disturbed. That's the second wicket. Lasita, he was not looking good. He was struggling out there. Siobhan Daniel, when he was taking on the bowlers, Lasita, he was trying really hard. And one too many. That's the second wicket down. A very short stay. 5 of 11. Dilum Sudhira. He picks up his man. CDB 64 for 2. Right, the new batter walks in. Pavan Ratnaik, a very, very talented young man. Now keep everything aside and look at the average. 51.3. Yes, we do know that it's a combination of all formats of the game, but still, that's a fantastic average to have. 1500s. He's currently on the knock for the national team as well. He needs to perform. He needs to showcase his skills and talents over here. Well, that's very close and given very first ball. Well, that's commentator's curse, I would say for sure. That went straight on with the arm. Dilum Sudhira suddenly trying to open things up for Fairfirst. That did not turn. That just went on with the arm. That would have surely crashed into the leg stump. Pavan Ratnaik, disappointing. Out first ball. CDB 64 for 3. Avishka Fernando walks in. The centurion in the previous game went in vain though. Maliban chasing down that mammoth total of 200 plus runs. But he has a responsibility in his hand. On a hat trick, Dilum Sudhira. Beautiful delivery. In line with the stumps. Looking for that glory ball. This is the second time that a bowler was on a hat trick today here at the MCA grounds. Beautifully bowled. This has been a fantastic over so far. 5 dot deliveries, couple of wickets. Can he make it a maiden? This is the first one to go. Trying for a switch hit, and then this one that was plumbed in front. Oh, gets the outside edge. Lucky Avishka Fernando. Could have been a third. Completes over number 9. 65 for 3. They need a partnership here, especially after those 2 quick wickets in short intervals. Siobhan Daniel, he would be the key man. Now, the important fact is that would Siobhan Daniel continue in his merry way? Would he try and go after the bowlers? Or will he try to probably slow things down a little bit? Thanu Kadabri. Beautiful delivery once again. Bringing that front foot right in front of stumps. Trying to work off the pads. Getting that outside edge. One wicket here. It would be a big problem. That should have been put away. Short, wide outside the off stump. Asking for trouble. For a moment, Avishka Fernando thinking for a big heave, but then deciding to defend it. Probably Thanuka Dabre slowed things up a little bit, change of pace. There you go. That's the big one. That'll clear the long on fielder out of the ground. Huge shot. He was waiting for that the previous delivery as well. Eyes were lit up, but this time it decides to go and commits and clears it quite comfortably. There you go. Out of the ground. A new ball. In fact, it's the second new ball, says my co-commentator Rajiv Veerasinghe. Well, if Avishka Fernando decides that he's going to go after the bowlers, we might need quite a few deliveries. Full toss. Smashed. Thanuka Dabre. He might need a little bit of assistance from the physician once he's back in the hut. That completes over number 10. 74 for 3. Dilum Sudhira, the successful bowler so far to grab 2 wickets. Well, that was not the ideal shot. Avishka Fernando dancing down the track, missed it completely. Lucky that he was inside his popping crease. Dilum Sudhira. Smart bowling, couple of deliveries. He knows the strength of Avishka Fernando, that he will try to go downtown. So dragging the length a little bit. Talking about the weather conditions, we had a little bit of clouds that were running around the ground this morning, but at the moment things are looking pretty bright. The sun is storming in here at the MCA grounds. Siobhan Daniel drags it outside the off stump. Just the 1 run. Dilum Sudhira. He's been very good with the ball today. The previous over, he managed to grab 2 in 2. The big wicket of Pawan Ratnaik as well. Well, less than 20 runs required now. Just 18 of 57. It'll be a walk in the park for CDB. The important fact is the net run rate. Being the league stages, when you're moving to those knockout games, especially to make sure you're on the top spots, you need to maintain a good healthy run rate. This game would surely help the CDB to move up the ladder. Good bowling. This is very good bowling. He has absorbed the pressure well. The previous over just gave the 1 run, grabbed a couple of wickets. In this over as well, he has just given away the 2 runs. Avishka Fernando goes downtown. Couple of bounces into the fence for 4 runs. Floated up and given the treatment. He was dragging the length back a little bit, the very few deliveries, but that was asking for trouble. With the form that Avishka Fernando is in, the long off Nimesh Vimukti, he was very wide. 11 overs done, 80 for 3. Thanuka Dabre will continue. Outside edge. Well, the fact is that it has been very uneven, the surface. Few deliveries have really spun. Few keeping the line as it is. Going on with the arm. Gets that outside edge. What a catch! Well, that was plucked out of the air. Brilliantly taken. That's the skipper Mudita Ranatunga. Absolutely brilliant catch. That was flying off his right hand. There you go. Puts in that dive. Good one. Big wicket. But just too late. Good hand by Siobhan Daniel. He completely took the pressure off CDB. He departs. Fourth one down. CDB 80 for 4. New man in. Skipper Sonal Dinosha walks in with just 14 runs required for CDP to cross the line in the second game. It would be a very important win for them, especially after losing that first game against Melbourne. A very unfortunate Melbourne. They took on the CDB. Sliding on with the arm. Tanu Kadabri showing his finger spin, showing his tricks, troubling the batters. That's the figures of Sonal Dinosha. A very talented batter. Look at the average again. Touch below 60. Brilliant. Lots of future young stars for Sri Lanka. Sweeps. Gets a bit of inside edge, I would call it. Just the one run. Sonal Dinosha is off the mark. It has been a good over so far by Tanu Kadabri. Just the one run, grabbing that important wicket of Siobhan Daniel. The fact is that it's a little bit too late. They would have loved to have those wickets probably before the 7th over, before they got to that 50-run mark. Avishka Fernando, you can't keep him away out of the game. That has been slapped out of the park once again. Big six. Well, probably we might need another delivery. There you go. Floats it up in front of the eye line of Avishka Fernando. And he takes it on. Right over the bowler. Out of the ground. Big shot. Clears the field quite comfortably. That's the third new ball, says Rajiv Veerasinha. Will he go? Yes, he does. But this time, the long off fielder is in action and a brilliant catch. Well, what a good catch that was. Running in from long off. He surely ran good 50 meters to grab that out of there. Brilliant take. Floated up, inviting Avishka Fernando. Gets that top edge, trying to drag it outside the off stump. But look at that. What an effort that was. Brilliant take. Avishka Fernando, he departs. A quick fiery 20 of 15 deliveries. Tanu Kadabri picks up the 5th wicket of CDB. 87 for 5. Well, probably Avishka Fernando trying to finish things off in glory, but fails to contact. Sahan Mihra, the catcher. We surely need to have a quick look at that catch again. That was a brilliant one. All credits to Sahan Mihra. They just need the 7 runs. Here's a quick look at that wicket again. Dragging it from outside the off stump. Going to... Probably Avishka trying to go downtown, but look at that for an effort. Fantastic catch. Brilliant by all means. Sahan Mihra. All credits to that young man throwing himself. Lahiru Madhushanka, the new batter who has walked in. Right, I believe that Sonal Tinusha, he might want to finish things off in singles, but this man on screen, Lahiru Madhushanka, if you give him an opportunity, he would go for that glory shot. He'd probably try to finish things off in style, which is exactly what Avishka Fernando tried to do as well. Just the 6 runs required to seal things off. Floated up, inviting Lahiru Madhushanka to go downtown, but he thinks other ways. Punches it down the ground for a single. Just the 5 runs required. Probably they might want to finish things off quietly rather than losing another wicket. Sonal Tinusha, the skipper for this game today, he was very good with handling the bowlers early during the day. There you go. Easy as you like. Works it on to the onside. Crosses over for another single. Just the 1 run required now. It has been a good run chase by the CDB. Doing it in style. Good delivery. Thilum Sudhiro, he has been brilliant today with the ball. Grabbed 2 wickets into his 4th over. Considered just the 22 runs. He has been very, very disciplined. Beautifully bowled again. Hurrying on to the batter. Lahiru Madhushanka, very watchful. Well, talking about Lahiru Madhushanka, that's not the Lahiru Madhushanka we know. He used to be a very, very big hitter. That's the Lahiru Madhushanka we do know. He clears the rope quite comfortably and finishes things off in style. I was talking, that's not the Lahiru Madhushanka we do know. And the very next delivery, he hammers it to finish things off in style for CDB. There you go, floating it up. Cross-batted shot over mid-wicket. Very well done. A very well-deserved win for CDB. They were actually hunting down. They were looking for this. They were looking like wounded lions, especially after that very, very tough loss in the previous game against Melbourne, which was a very close game. But in this game, they did manage to finish things off in style.
Comprehensive victory for CDB to get points on the table. Definitely a boost in their net run rate as well. Winning the game with 7 overs to spare. Though they have lost 5 wickets, they've done a tremendous job taking all those wickets inside the 14th over. Getting Fairfirst all out for just 93 runs. So the batting card for CDB, Siobhan Daniel, top of the list, 33 balls, 45 runs, 4 boundaries and 3 sixes. And then Avishka Fernando chipping in with 12 runs with 2 sixes. And Lahiru Madhushanka finishing touches done by him with his big 6 towards mid-wicket region. Just 7 runs of 4 deliveries and then 8 extras in 13 overs. CDB chasing the score of 94 runs, ending up at 96 for 5 with a commanding run chase. Bowlers, Nimesh Vimukti picking up a wicket, bowled inside the power play. 18 for 1 is 3 overs. And Dilum Sudhira picking up 2 wickets for 28 runs in his 4 overs. And Thanuka Dabre bowled well as well. 19 for 2 in his 3 overs. So commanding victory for CDB. They needed this points, this victory against Fairfirst. Tables will be turning now. Definitely the points table. They came into bat. Daniel and Russell Bruce Pulle got a good start. Then this happened. They crossed the line. LBW of bowling off. But Siobhan Daniel, he kept on going. He kept on handling the spinners. Getting his second six, and this is second one. Zahan Mir was introduced and got 3 boundaries of his first over. It was the last over in the power play. Look at that shot down the ground. Timing and placing, middling the ball. Brilliant by Siobhan Daniel. That's his 3rd 6. Ball duck. Picking up his 2nd wicket. And Fernando came into the crease and got some runs. 2 sixes and 1 3. And that was the end of brilliant catch by the keeper. So that was the second 6. Fernando, but look at this catch. Zahan Mira, diving effort. Brilliant catch. Then finishing touches with a 6. Easy victory. They have lost 5 wickets. Plenty of batting left in their hand. CDB playing this game against 5 wickets with 7 overs to spare. Moving up from bottom to probably 3rd or 4th in the position of the points table. Match summary so far: Fairfirst lost the toss, was asked to bat by Denusha, CDB skipper. Bundle up for 93. Modi the Ranatunga getting into the 30s and getting out. With Tanu Ratnayaka and now the Prabhash, he was impressive. Maninga lookalike left arm seamer picking up 3 wickets apiece. In reply, CDB trying to chase 94. Easy victory for them in the 13th over. They came down the line with 5 wickets down. With Siobhan Daniel getting 45 and Avishka Fernando in the first game, 420 runs, and Dilum Sudhira and Thanuka Dabre picking up 2 wickets apiece. And a 5-wicket commanding easy victory for CDB. You're at the MCA game number 1. So this is the points table. There should be some sort of a difference. CDB points table just before this game, the previous points table, they were right at the bottom. Against the table topper, Maliban Biscuits, starting at 2 o'clock. So until then, stay tuned and stay locked in. We will be back probably in a couple of hours' time for the 2nd game here at MCA.